sorry. Bear with me for just a second because who just started recording? Did I?
I did,
Okay.
but it'll let you do it too.
It won't let me. Like I'm trying to record now. It's almost like, but that's okay. If it's you, you can
I'll
send
send
it
it
to
to
me.
you. It's me.
Okay.
It's me.
Did I just cancel? Okay, great. Awesome. All right. So I think we're still, are we still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. So I'm downloading and I am a real estate agent in New Braunfels, Texas. And I've been an agent for 23 years. I created a system called Freedom to Flourish
Oh no, what happened?
myself in the real estate world that I would get overwhelmed. I would get online and I would just start scrolling. And now hopefully I don't freeze. If I freeze, Mary, tell me so I could pause for a minute because I just got a notice that said my internet is unstable, but I think that that is just because we have so many people on.
You
So
froze.
I did. Am I
Yeah.
frozen now?
No, you're good.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. So, anyway, I had to create this system for myself. So, I'm going to share what I do every month. This will work for you at whatever level you need, whether you need to get out of overwhelm and you need to get organized, you need to set up your systems, whatever it is. I hope that you can take some of this away with you. And I'm going to give you guys lots of tools too to take with you. So, I'm just going to get started and I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully you guys can all see my screen. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. All right. I'm going to go into
Unmuted, so that you can ask me questions if you need to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anyone muted. If anybody needs to be muted, I'll mute you, but I'm just going to leave you all unmuted.
Okay.
All right. So finding abundance in a scarcity world. That is literally my journey, my job, because I myself, even though I had a successful real estate business for all this time, I constantly found myself doubting myself, not wanting to do the work that I needed to do in order to improve my business or believing in myself, like all of these different things. So I found the freedom to flourish in real estate through this system. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. But before we get started, who am I? Like, why should you even listen to me? I've been a real estate agent for over 22 years. I need to change that to 23 soon. Me by myself or with my team, whatever, I've done an average of 50 deals a year that entire time. The least that I ever did was 24. The most I ever did was 60. I had a lot of life go on in that time frame though. Different times throughout. I had different struggles in my life. Death with family members, one of my sons was in prison for a while and addicted to drugs. Life happens to all of us. By the way, he's clean and sober now for like 7 years. So I'm really happy about that. But life happened. And so my real estate business, it struggled when I was struggling. And that's the thing about our real estate businesses. A lot of this business is about your mindset. And so we're going to dig into that. I'm also a published author. I co-authored a book 2 years ago called Step Into Your Brave. You can get that on Amazon. It was a #1 bestseller. And it was like a big, big thing for me to write, even though I co-authored and I have a whole chapter in it, I had to really revisit a lot of things from my past in order to write that chapter and figure out what have I done right over life and what have I done wrong, and what have I learned and things like that. So I that was a great accomplishment for me. So I also am a mom of 4 sons. God gave me 4 sons and 7 grandsons and not a daughter at all. No granddaughters, no girls. And I have a lot of friends with daughters and bless their hearts. They're much harder than my sons were at times. Now I've had been through a lot with those sons, but I also am a survivor of a lot of childhood trauma. And we all have a story. I have a story that goes along with that, and I'll spare you all of those details. But I will tell you that one of the things I carried away from childhood was living in scarcity, in flight or fight mode, and in survival mode. I had 18 addresses when I was a child, and I went to over 12 schools. And that was because my parents were just they were children of the 70s, and they loved me. They did nothing on purpose. My dad was an alcoholic, and my mom was doing everything she could to provide me with everything that I needed, but we had to move a lot. And so there was a lot that goes with that. And my whole point for all of this, you guys, is if I could do this and make it in this real estate world, anyone can. And I want to show you how, and I want to show you how I do it and what I do. My system is this. It's 4 pillars. And these are the 4 pillars that no matter what you're working on at any given time of any day in your business, you are working in one of these areas. Mindset, foundations, real estate foundations, automations, or your lead generation funnels. And I'm going to go over all 4 of these today. And then I'm going to invite you back because every week of every month of every year, I do this on Tuesdays at 12 o'clock Central, same time, same place. But every week we do a different one of these pillars. So like today is the first Tuesday of the month. So we're going to talk about mindset, and I'm going to overview a little bit of each one of these pillars. But if you'll come back next Tuesday, we're going to dig a lot deeper into the foundations. And then week 3, we're going to dig deeper into automations, and week 4 funnels. But like I said, I'm just going to give you an overview today. But today, we're really going to spend a lot of time in mindset. And part of mindset is building the plan, your plan. And I call that an abundance plan, not a business plan, because I don't need another business plan. I don't even work on my numbers. I'm all about the mindset and scheduling the activities that need to be done in order for you to be successful. You can work on the numbers in your own time. And I find so many agents, when we start talking about the numbers, like we just close up. So this is not your normal business planning clinic. This is different. And I want it to be different because I want you to take away more from today than you've taken away from any other business planning. And so that's why I call it an abundance plan. So we're going to dig into the mindset and the planning part here in the next slide, but I want you to think about this and maybe screenshot this. What we focus on determines how we feel, and how we feel, our state of mind, powerfully influences our actions and our interactions. You need to remember that saying every day throughout the day. How are you feeling? If you're feeling good, guess what? You're going to probably go and be productive and go do the work you need to do. If you're feeling bad, what are you going to do? You're going to turn on Netflix, you're going to turn on a game, you're going to hide, because none of us want to feel bad. We want to feel good. Like that needs to be our number one goal in life, is every day to do what we need to do in order to feel good. And that is what's going to get us into production. And we're going to then, while you're working on getting feeling good and getting into production, then you get there and you're like, what do I do now? Right? That's what I want to help you create today, is your abundance plan. And I want you to, when you feel that way, once you get into the right mindset and the right headspace, I want you to be able to open up your business plan and know exactly what you need to be working on. And I want you to be excited about that, because you're the one that is creating this plan, and you're the one deciding what the items on it are that you need to do. But before we write the plan, we really got to talk about the mindset a lot, because there's a lot of crap going on in the world right now. It is so easy to turn on the TV, watch the news, or watch a video or social media, and really get wrapped up in somebody else's post, somebody else's thought, somebody else's conversation, and before you know it, you're down the rabbit hole and you're mad at people that you don't even know, and you're just in this negative space. So that's why I say it is so important to remember this right here. How are these things making you feel? You need to be aware of how you're feeling at all times. It's so important. Your mindset needs to be positive, encouraging, and you're an attractor. Like, you're a real estate agent and you're a leader. Like, we have this role as agents that we do not take seriously, and we really need to change that. So, some of my thoughts on mindset and past trauma is that our brains work in a way that how we were raised or what we went through in our 20s or 30s or like however old you are in the past. I am going to mute someone. Mary, I'm going to mute this one. I don't think it's you. Hold on, you guys. It just gets me sidetracked if I could hear people. So I had to mute. Mary, you could just, I see you muted yourself. So mindset and our past traumas. Like, we're all in a different place here. We're all in a different space, but most likely we've all had some kind of trauma in our past. Because guess what? That's just life. It's living. It's how we handle those situations and how we move forward from those lessons that life is throwing at us that determine how well we succeed. So you got to really evaluate yourself every single day. Where are you in your journey, in your healing journey, if you need to heal, or just in your stories? What stories are you telling yourself every single day? I suggest if you feel like you're kind of a negative person, that you keep a journal and you just write down every 15 minutes, every hour, like, what are you thinking about? What story are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that, let me just give you guys some examples. Are you telling yourself that real estate sucks? That the new NAR stuff sucks? That buyers and sellers suck? Are you telling yourself, I'm a great real estate agent. I make things happen. I am so grateful to be closing these deals. I am so happy that I'm one of the agents that has 4 closings this month. See the difference there? Like, what stories are you telling yourself? Are you telling yourself that I'm too old? I do that one a lot. I always say, I'm too old for that. But what in every way, even with our marriages in life, and you know what? No matter what, you guys, as real estate agents, our personal and our professional lives, they are entangled. They go together. If we are having a bad personal life, we got to figure out what's going on and we got to heal it. But a lot of times it could just be your mindset and how you are looking at things and what you're telling yourself. And so, for instance, I've been married for 23 years, and there's a lot of times I would like to, not talk to my husband, but instead I remind myself that I have a great marriage and my husband is very supportive. Those are the stories you got to start telling yourself. But you got to figure out where you are and what you're saying. So you got to really say, I say, become the fly on the wall inside of your mind, and figure out what those stories are. Where are you? What are you telling yourself all day? And then you have to do the work to heal these. And it's really just, it's about change. One of the things that we have every day, every moment is the ability to change the way we think, to change the things we're doing, to change our mindset. Like that, we all have choice. And that is how you heal. You choose to read the right books. They're going to help you get through those traumas and dramas and stresses and bad marriages, or to fix those marriages, or to not drink so much, to not eat so much, to get healthy, to all these things that we all do. I love the 80/20 rule because you guys, I like a glass of wine, but you have to do the work. You're not going to be successful real estate agent and happy if you are just grinding and grinding and doing everything you can and just, always chasing that next dollar. And so I want to help you design your future with this plan that we're going to work on today and get out of the past. Stop telling yourself those stories. Figure out what your new stories are going to be. Start writing those, start living those. You cannot live in the past and the future at the same time. We must heal the past and move on to the beautiful life that is waiting for you. Do you guys know how many people out there in the world would absolutely love to be a real estate agent, to have the ability to even pay for the class, to pay for the course, to have the mind that they could actually pass the test. We are all so gifted, and we forget that we are in this minority of people who, you know what, the world is at our fingertips. We can create this business. Their deals are going on. And so um the thing is, you just not might not have enough of them. You might not have enough of those deals. But I want to, so that leads me into this slide. Competition. No, thank you. Get out of competition. This is not a competition. This is a small business that you have the ability to make whatever you want. So don't compare yourself to other people that are out there. Instead, design your plan, do the work, and then climb up that ladder so that you are where they are. Instead, try to be like them, but don't compare yourself to them. We all started at zero. And I don't know why some agents, well, I kind of do know why. Some agents are not able to do it and some are, and why we have the highest turnover rate because it's not easy. No one said it was going to be easy. What we said is it's going to be worth it. So get competition out of your head. And if you're sitting there thinking, yeah, Dawn, but you don't know, like there's 2,000 realtors in my city. And what I challenge you to do is go look at your market and see how many closings closed on your MLS in the past 30 days. How many? And how many of those did you need to close in order to make a good living? One. If we all close 12 deals a year and we have one closing, we could survive and most likely make more money than we could at any other job that we could go get and pay and but we don't do it. We don't wake up and we don't treat this business like a job. So I want you to think of this business plan that you're going to work on that I'm going to give you. I want you to think of it as your job duty. It is your SOP. It is your job. It's your job. You're going to write your own job description. So that's enough about competition. I don't want to hear anybody ever say they're already doing that or there is not enough. You got to not say those stinking words. Those words are not allowed in your dictionary anymore. I'm going to actually share all this part later. But some of the ideas I want to give you about mindset. These are things that I've used personally that I still do every day. I wake up and I call it me time. And I work on myself and my mindset, my business plan, and I figure out where I'm at, where I'm going to go and what am I going to do for my 6 hours today or did I schedule the day off? Whatever, but I do the work. I get up at 5 to 6 o'clock every single morning and I'm doing these things. So the first one is visualize. What's the vision? And we're going to work on this is in your plan. A lot of this stuff is in the plan I'm going to share with you guys. But what's your vision? Where do you want to be in 1 year from now? Just do 1 year. I know if you go do these vision classes and stuff, they're like, do a 10 year, 5 year, 3 year. Let's just focus on 1 year. And that's enough for us. Figure out where you want to be in December of 2025 and get that vision in your head. Go create a Pinterest board. Go like write it down. I'm going to share in your document a place where you could write it and just know what that is. Keep that in your like brain at all times. Wait, this is where I want to be. When you wake up and you're figuring out how you're feeling, think about your vision and know, stay tied to that, anchored in what that vision is. Meditations. There's so many meditations and different things that you could do. Guided meditations, prayer. Like when I meditate, I'm always praying to God because I believe in God, but I do love to meditate. And I believe that God gave us tools to get through these times that we're going through right now. So I love the guided meditations that are for future self right now, where you could go through a guided meditation and it has you visualize where you want to be. And you really just sit there and listen to music and you think about it and you're reprogramming your mind to get there. Read, always be reading a book, inspiring YouTube videos, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, like there's so many different inspiring videos. Watch those instead of the news stuff. Yoga, walking, get into nature. Nothing feels better than going for a walk and looking at the trees and the grass and the ground and like knowing like I am here. Like this is living. Read and write intentions. This one's huge, you guys. I have those little note cards where I sit in my living room and they're in my little couch cubby that I pull out in the morning and I write my intentions down there and I read those every single day. It's like reprogramming my brain from living in that fight or flight and scarcity place that I used to live in until I was well into my 40s. And I learned about all of this stuff and I started doing it. And I'm like, man, this stuff really works. So, what are your intentions? Where do you want to be? Healthy lifestyle, so much to be said about living a healthy lifestyle. But like I said before, I'm kind of about the 80-20 rule because I like a good cheeseburger too, but I'm not going to have one every single day. But when we go on vacation, Mary, right? Like we're going to have a cheeseburger and some cheesecake. And 8, always have a coach of some kind. I'll be your coach on Tuesdays at noon if you want to work through this with me. We redo it every single month, and I have a lot of people who join me over and over and over to work on these things. All right, so that's week 1, but I'm also week 1 because this is the challenge. I'm going to open up and share a lot of things with you guys at the end, and your own plan is part of it. I just am going to quickly go through week 2, week 3, week 4, because I want you to see the things that we're going to come back and work on. And then if you don't come back, then you could go work on them on your own. But your real estate foundations, what are those? Those are the things that every real estate agent really needs to take the time and get set up. But they're up to you. You get to figure out what they are. But in my opinion, the successful real estate agents are the ones that really do work their CRM, their contact relationship management system. For us at Epic, it's Lofty. Your VIP database. Which are the people that know you, love you, trust you already? I have a whole class I teach on that. Logos and colors. I think it's very important that you have your branding down. You know who you are, and it's all consistent across all of your platforms when you do your marketing, and you have a nice logo, even if it's just a little sunflower that says Dawn Loading or your name and a little house. It could be a signature logo, just something that is your brand. Offers. I'm going to talk more about offers in week 4 and what today, but also a lot deeper in week 4 because offers are the things that bring the business in. Canva. We all need to know how to use Canva or hire somebody who does. What social media sites are you using? And realtor basics. Even though this is in the foundations class, I challenge everyone here, especially if you're a new agent, open up your Board of Realtors calendar and sign up for those classes that they're giving you. Every one of us and our Board of Realtors, they're the place to go. Know what NAR changes are. Know what your state specific classes and contracts are. No one is going to teach that stuff better than your Board of Realtors. Know how to do a CMA. These are all the basics for realtors, but so often they don't know how to do them. And you're not alone if I'm not talking to you and I'm not picking on anyone because I was one of them. So it's all good. All right, week 3, we're going to dig into automations. Every Tuesday, 11 o'clock Central, automations. Time blocking is like the number one automation. So you can leave here today and you can walk away with time blocking these things for the next month, that if you just give this work a couple hours a day over the month of December, you'll start your January out in a completely different space. But here are some of the automations that I actually give you in my course, which I'm going to open up and share with you guys. I'm just trying to get through these slides really quick. Week 4, lead generation funnels. We're going to come back in week 4 and we're going to talk about, now that you have the foundational pieces done, you have your automations all set up, you're ready for business. You're ready to start going out into the world, getting the deals, bringing them back into your business, and you know how to track them. You're keeping your weekly your closing spreadsheet, all these different things that I'm going to teach you over the next 4 weeks. You have it all set up. So, what can those funnels look like? These are just a few, and we're going to dig into this a lot deeper in week 4, but this is the offers I was telling you about. These are the different offers out into the world that you can create for a funnel. So let's just go back here and think of one of these as a funnel. Let's choose for sell by owner. If you're doing for sale by owners, you have a funnel. And that top of funnel is a marketing piece that you've created, like a landing page. Let's just use that for an example. It could be a guide, it could be a landing page promising a guide, but that's your top of funnel offer. That's what people in the world are going to click on in order to find themselves in your website. And then you're going to start the campaign that you create in your CRM that's going to bring all of these things to their attention and to your attention. And you're going to just guide them through the process. There's so many different ways, and we will dig into this a lot more in week 4. I don't want to overwhelm you today. We're only in week 1. We're going to work on mindset and creating the plan. I'm just giving you an overview. So if this sounds great to you and you're not doing it, make sure you come back for week 4. These are the 3 different funnels that I'm going to highly encourage you in week 4 to do. And that's, one is a funnel for your VIP, an offer for what Angela Kristen Taylor teaches called a passion community. Like for me, it's my Jeep Club. My Jeep Club, my husband and I are Jeepers. Like we go on trips and we do all this stuff. We have a club. And so that's my passion community. And I want to be the local legend for my passion community. So what do you do? Like, we'll talk more about that in week 4. And then week offer number 3 is for the public, like a for sale by owner guide, a relocation guide, a senior guide. Those are great funnels, but you have to create the funnel and work the funnel every month. Like you have to have a plan for these different funnels. So those are the 4 pillars. This is what I do every single month on Tuesdays at noon. And I am going to just jump out of here now. Oh, if you can dream it, have the courage to take action, have the discipline to stay on the right path, you will make it. So true. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here now and are there any questions about all of that? First, I'm going to take it off of share because I'm going to open up the business plan and I'm going to share some links. So if you guys want to save this stuff, you can. And if not, then no worries. But, and I can send it to you later if you want to send me a message if you don't have your computer or phone. I'm available on Facebook, Messenger, or you can just reach out to me if you have my number. Um, are there any questions? Okay,
None
I'm going to
here.
share again. What, Mary?
None here. Thank you.
None? Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to share again because now I want you guys to see the plan. So it's just a Google document. I'm actually redoing the plan right now, but this is fine. But I'm not a coach. I don't charge anybody for anything. I I help my agents and I just decided to help everybody. And if you're a real estate agent and you need some guidance and you need a tribe and you need a coach, like join me on Tuesdays at 12. Every month we just start over. But this is what the abundance plan looks like. It looks like this. This is a blank one, and you're going to be able to make a copy of it and you're going to be able to make it your own. So, week 1, and this is your homework is to go home, go sit down in a quiet space. And like for me, it's early in the morning and fill this out. What's your why? Why do you want this? And then it's your vision of where you want to be. Where do you want your emotions to be? Where do you want your health to be? Your wealth, your relationships, your business. How many deals do you want to close over the next year? That's really it. That is the beginning, week 1 that I would love to see you guys do is to get this downloaded and just spend the next week really figuring out and thinking about what that looks like. And then we'll dig into week 2. And because this is how you're going to get there. Week 2, we're going to go and dig into the foundations part of this. Your business is your CRM. As real estate agents, I have always used a CRM and I keep track of everything in my CRM, but I see so many agents say that they don't use their CRMs. At Epic, Lofty is our CRM. Adam is our Lofty liaison. And here is a link to his free Epic Lofty setup course and I just put it on here for everybody to go use. And then Sylvia Dana also does a great online um calendar, and it's called Digital Dominator, and it's she's got a group also in school where I'm going to share mine, but she's got a great calendar that has helpful things for you guys on that calendar. So those are two of the tools that I use, and I just share it. But then we're going to really dig into your logo, your colors. I'm going to answer any questions. I'm going to give you a blank VIP database spreadsheet to download. Week 3, we have all these automations. So you really have to, this is not something you're going to walk away with and it's going to be done. It's going to be something that you're going to have to do the homework on. Okay. So, and I want to show you really quick, like what that looks like. I want to show you what mine looks like. So in my power hour right here, the first thing that I have is my abundance plan. So when I click on that, mine's all done. I have replaced it with my logo, one of my logos. And these are my notes, and yours will be the same. When you open it and you make a copy of it, you're going to be able to rename it. You're going to be able to edit it. So if you don't want to use the Lofty guide from Adam or Sylvia's thing, just delete it. That's it. I've added a lot of videos. If I get in a bad mood or I'm feeling doubtful or whatever, I go to these videos and they're just placeholders for me. It's just something that I'm like, oh, I don't want to forget about that. I'm going to put that on my abundance plan. Daily me time. These are the things that I do. I read and I journal a book, whatever book I'm reading, pray, meditate. I have a life book and I exercise most days. My word for 2024. Oh, this is a bonus that I'm going to have for you guys. I love having a word for my entire year. So this last year, my word was abundance. And everything I did every day, I I led it with that word. I would love to see you guys choose a word. And I got that idea from a class that I took years ago and this from this coach and it was the best class I've ever done. And unfortunately, she ended up having heart troubles and she's no longer a coach or a trainer, but I am going to give to you guys today her guide that she gave me that week, that year. So I'm going to share that with you, and on it is a word list of good words, great words. But what is your word? So I've been working on my word for 2025, and so far the best word that I could come up with is build. I am building a legacy. I'm building something that I could leave for my kids, and I am building that because I'm working on my finances, I'm working on all this stuff. So every day if I wake up and I'm like, okay, my word is build. What am I going to build today? You know, it's just a theme really that you can use. So choose a word. Here's my why. All of this stuff, it's in there. My why. It's, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and read through it, but I want to leave a legacy for my sons. I want financial freedom in order to work on my legacy. I want to do what God has planned for me to do. I want to live out my purpose. Like that's just part of it. And I talk about all that. My mission, and you don't even have mission on yours, but you could add it. My mission is to provide a pathway and a space for real estate agents to find their passion, follow their dreams, and create a business that supports their best life, leading by example, documenting all of my lessons and my experiences. My visions, these are where I want all that stuff to be. I just want to show you guys this so that when you go and you download yours, you see. I don't even know where that went. Nope. But anyway, and so my goals, I wrote my goals, my intentions. This is how I will get there. And then I have week 2 and so on. And so once you take the time this month and you fill it all out, you're going to be able to go to your bookmark bar and you're going to be able to open it every single day and your 2025 is going to be phenomenal. Like that's your abundance plan. So this is what it looks like. So now last thing I'm going to open up. This is the app that I've decided to put all of my stuff in because I needed a place to store all this, right? So I'm going to share this with you and I'm going to copy this link right here and you all are invited to this. It is free. I do not charge for anything. I'm going to go put this in the chat right now. And if any of you need me to send it some other way, just message me and I'll be happy to send it to you. So this is, you're going to open this and everything that I've gone over is in this location. So when you come in, I'm just going to give you guys a little overview of what this looks like. So you're going to have the community, and this is just where I usually post notes or, reminders usually, because the only thing I do is Tuesdays at noon. And this is challenge. Like I said before, I don't sell anything. I'm not a coach, so I'm not for hire and not what I want to do. But if you go to the classroom, all of the weeks are in here. And so week 1, there's a recording. So once you click on it, I'm just going to click on that. It opens up and here are the resources. So the child for each one of these, you just got to go down each one and each one has some kind of an attachment. So the challenge is the video. So this is the recording from last month and this month I will replace it and put today's challenge in here. And then the plan, here is the download. So you're going to click on this. It's going to open. It reminds you to make a copy. So you're going to go to File, Make a Copy, and you're going to rename it whatever you want. Dawn's Abundance, whatever. And then you're going to click make a copy. And so then it's going to be yours and you'll be able to, that'll be on your computer. So you could go through, you could change this out and put your logo there. You can just delete this if you want to, but this is just here for a reminder to remind you, hey, it's week 2. I really need to be working on my foundations. Let me get my CRM stuff out and spend 2 hours a day getting my CRM set up. Then automations, let me time block 2 hours a day to work on my campaigns so that that's done in January and so on. And then you get to go in and just figure out your why, your vision, all of that. So then that is yours. And then I put a lot of extra stuff in here. Here is a link tree link to my preferred tools. So it's going to open up and I have a planner. I love my planner. If you click down here, here is my favorite planner. And this is a great planner, hard planner. I work out of it every single month. I love it. I could talk more about that later, but I want to get through here. And all of my preferred stuff is on my link tree. It's right there. And then the only book that I suggest you guys read while you're doing this is the 12-week year. I love the 12-week year. It's a great planning tool, great for helping you figure out your vision, your why, all of that stuff. So if you have not read it, it's a great book. Here's the link to it on Amazon. It's also on Audible. And then here is a blank wheel of life that I share with you so that you could kind of evaluate where you are in your life. And you fill these out. Like you grade. I'm sure you all know what this is. Here's just a blank one. So you can, if you're doing great in all these areas, but you're not doing good in something, then you might need to spend a little bit of extra time next year really working on that part of it. But our goal here is balance. Like as real estate agents and self-employed contractors, like we're the only ones that are going to give ourselves anything. We're the ones that are going to give ourselves business. We're the ones that are going to take care of our money. We're the ones that are going to do what we need to do. So take the time and figure out what it is that you do need to do. So that's week 1, and then we'll be back next week for week 2, and we're gonna open this one up. And if you wanna go watch last month's video of that part, then it's in here. This is an add-on that I did. This is a Canva workshop that I did, a couple months ago, and it's like an hour and a half. You guys, it was the best Canva workshop ever. And since Canva is in my foundations, that it's right here. So that I invite anyone to go just watch. If you do nothing else from today, go watch that Canva workshop. It's phenomenal. And then week 3 and so on. All of the automations, I share with you guys all of these spreadsheets, a budget spreadsheet, a closing spreadsheet, a timeline. I'll go over all of this in week 3 when we're talking about those. And then week 4 is the lead generation funnels. Here's your bonus for today. This is Amy House business plan. This was the best business planning class that I have ever been to. And so she shared the PDF with me. She's no longer in business. I would have hired her by now for my personal coach, but she's no longer in business. So I have this, and this is all I get to share with you. But it also has a wheel of life because it's really important for us to know. But here's the gift in it all, the word of the year ideas. Choose a word for next year. What word do you want to be the theme of your life for the next year? And you can spend all of the year just really remembering why you're doing all this stuff. This is another little graphic that she shared, and she told us to put the main word right here and then the different areas of our lives, like to just kind of work through this. So I don't really remember it all that well, but it's all in here. And then, of course, this document was meant to go with her class, but I'm still giving it all to you guys because it was so great. 15 principles for becoming a top producer. Unfortunately, she only put 9 in here. She didn't include the second page, so you don't get that. But here's a numbers document that you can use. Database, like all kinds of great stuff in here. So that is just a kind of a bonus that I just put into my classroom so that you could use. I don't know if these show up on yours or not, but these are coming soon classes. I'm going to do my database class, and I'm going to do Epic benefits and how to use each one of those for your business. So those are coming next year. That's stuff I'm working on. So that is everything in school. Also, I want to share this with you. Um, it's really cool because once you sign into uh, use that calendar that Sylvia has, you can switch over if you become a part of her Digital Dominators school account as well, and her stuff is all in here. So that calendar, actually, let's see if I could find that for you. She has a lot of some paid stuff in here, so I'm not, great if you want to go pay for it, but there's so many free things in here that you could use. Here it is, Digital Domination Strategy Calendar. So if you click that and open it and you download this to your own calendar, I'm just going to give you guys a sample of what this looks like. Let me get mine off of here and all these calendars. I'm just going to put this one up. This is what it looks like. Each one of these days has a reminder, CRM daily review from 7 to 8. Once you save this, you'll be able to make this your own time and be able to edit it. But every single link that she has in here, you could go in and she has directions on how to do and videos for it. It's phenomenal calendar and it's free. And so you can just join her community, click that, and then you could download this. And if you want to work on your sphere or learn how to do a Facebook Live video, how to do a blog, so many different great ideas that she has for digital domination. Because in this world right now, it's all about the marketing that we're doing. So know that that's there. And then you could click back and forth from mine. Angela Kristen Taylor, if you know her, she also has a course here called Productive Flow. She's our guest speaker, by the way, in Production Power Hour in the performance group next this month in December. That is next Wednesday. So if you're not, you that's going to be amazing. So that her course is right here, or her link. Um so yeah, so that is really about it, you guys. I think that now we have about 9 minutes left, so I can answer any questions that you might have, if you have any. Do we have any questions?
Thank you for doing this for us.
I hope it helps.
It,
I hope it's not overwhelming. It is, I mean, real estate is overwhelming. It just is. But
so homework for this week would be
to
fill out the first week's why and all of that on the spreadsheet, on the abundance plan.
Yes, download the abundance plan, sign up for the link that I shared in the chat. Go sign up for that, and then open up week 1 and download the plan and work on your mindset stuff. That's
For
it.
okay.
I know it was a lot, but I wanted to give you guys an overview of all of the things that can come from you coming every Tuesday.
Do you have any pointers on how to really dig into what your why is? You know, a lot of us as agents, we come in and we're like, oh, it's to make a lot of money and you know,
Okay, I do. I have advice. Okay, will you play this with me, Mary? Will you
I
role
will.
play with me really quick? Okay, Mary, what's your why?
I want to make a lot of money.
Why?
Well, because I have to pay my bills and I want to travel.
Why? Why do you want to travel?
Oh, it just brings me joy. It makes me happy.
Okay, so that your why is because you want to travel and you want to see the world. And you want to make the money because why? Why do you want to make more money? And now travel could be one of them, but why do you want to make more money?
So I can travel more and just be able to retire down the line, not at 84, but be able to live my life now.
So you really want freedom.
I want freedom.
Okay. So yeah, it
Keep
takes a
going
lot
and
of
just keep
digging.
saying why. Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why
Right.
do you want that? And get down to the
Absolutely.
why.
And it can all go together. Do you guys like I have my why on there and it took a lot of thinking. Like I started with nothing and I kept asking myself and then I wrote a little bit down and then I would ask myself, but why do I want that? Why? And we think that we think so little. We think so little minded that we just think we want more money and we think that money will solve everything. But guess what? It does not solve everything. All it does is causes, if you do not get your money right, the more you make, the more you're going to spend. That's why lottery users go through it. We have to take care of our money. And in order to have that freedom, all of those freedoms, financial freedom, time freedom, purpose. When you have all the freedoms and you can live out your purpose, that's game changer. Like that's where I am. That's what I'm working on right now. Is like, what's my purpose? Where do I get joy? What lights me up? What gets me excited inside and my heart feels full? And it is truly building the relationships with people like Barry, that I know so many people, I know so many people and I have a lot of amazing relationships. If I could just travel and spend time with them all the time, like that would be a lot. But that's not everything. That's not all I want to do. I feel like I went through all of the hardships in life that I did and have gone through because I am able to share those stories because I don't care what people think. And so I used to, but I don't anymore. You got to stop worrying about what people think. Some people are going to like you, some are not, and who cares? Life's too short to worry about what people think. You be you, and you will attract the right people into your world. So figure out and just ask yourself those questions. And I know that the 12-week year has a lot of questions and a lot of guidance for you to work on that. And if you guys want to take the rest of the month of December and read that book and only work on week 1 and come back again in January and do this, I would love that. Like, there's no end in this business. It's all about perfect now. I'm sorry, implement now and perfect later. Like, when you get one thing done, like you get a campaign set up in Lofty and you learn how to use it, you're going to implement that, but then you're going to be like, okay, now that's great. How can I add some video to that? Or I need to work on my video journey because I want to be able to use Bomb Bomb or something and do videos. There's always going to be more. So the 12-week year is a great book. Read it in December, read it in your spare time. I get that we're all doing the holidays. I'm not really doing a lot in December either. But just come back next month. There's no rush. So work take your time because that why and all of those the vision items, those are the most important thing. And the 12-week year will help you do that. Look, I have that book right here. Oh, look, here's and then this is my book, Step Into Your Brave. That's what I had to do just to write the darn book. So it's a very fitting title. But here's the 12-week year. And look, I have like all these notes. I have read this book at least a dozen times. I get it out and I play it on Audible over and over. And I have just internalized so much of it. There, and I don't read a lot of books, you guys, anymore. I have read books my entire life and I'm at a place where I don't need another idea. What I need to be doing is implementing my plan. And so I'm really working on that. But yeah, that book will help you, Mary.
Awesome. Is there anybody that wants to do that with Dawn? Would you be open to that? Is somebody other than myself role playing with you on their why?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Anybody on here? Anybody in Fort Smith want to role play with Dawn? It's an amazing opportunity to really get your why done and really.
Yeah, I'll dig deeper. Like just somebody give me a name, raise your hand.
Hannah, yay!
Hannah, sweet Hannah. Hi, Hannah. I can't really see you that well. For one, I don't have my glasses on, but I I saw you earlier. I know you're beautiful. So why? So tell me first about yourself, Hannah. Like you're a realtor, right?
Yes,
Okay. How long have you been a realtor?
4 years.
Awesome. Great. So why do you want to be a real estate agent?
The freedom of the schedule and then the joy in just helping people find their homes.
The joy in helping people find their homes.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, your why is for that joy, just because so do you get stressed out a lot about whenever like transactions go south or you lose deals and this business like kicks you in the butt? Like, does that stress you out? Do you still feel that same way then?
No, I still have hope, but but no joy.
Okay, hope but no joy. That's awesome. Okay, so why did you choose real estate as your avenue to find that joy by helping homeowners?
I guess because of the freedom of the schedule, because I do have 3 boys and I need that open schedule and time. And the opportunity is huge because I can make as much as I want, kind of.
Okay, so 3 boys. You have 3 boys.
Yeah.
So and what would your ideal day look like? Of like just you wake up and the day is yours. Money's not an object, time's not an object. Like there's nothing holding you back. Like what would you do that day?
As a realtor, do you mean,
No,
uh,
I just mean in life.
or just in life? Oh, I just have fun all day with the boys. Yeah,
With your boys?
yeah,
Would you have fun with your boys?
yeah.
So do
Oh,
you think so does the fact that you want to spend that time with your boys and you have that freedom of time that you get from being a real estate agent, is that strong enough to pull you through whenever the times are not good?
yes,
So your why is really not to make homeowners happy. It's more about your boys. It's the time freedom to spend
yeah,
with your family.
yes, it
So
is.
your why can go on and on and on. Like there's no like one sentence. I remember when I was first doing this and I was at KW and it was all about like they just kept digging deeper like why? I'm like, well, I don't know why. I just want to make some money, right? I'm going to read you guys that are still on here really quick if it's okay with you, Mary. Like I'm going to read you my why.
Absolutely.
Okay. And this is from
John goes deep, y'all.
not always, but as I got into my 40s, I did. I was like, okay, something's got to change. Like I got to be happy. I'm not, I'm tired of living my life in scarcity, never having enough money. No matter how much I made, I didn't have enough. Like it just took that. So anyway, my why do I want this? And this is my business plan. So this is obviously real estate. But like I said earlier, they're entangled. They go together. So, up until a few years ago, I've spent my life chasing money. However, there is always enough and more where that came from, no matter how much I make. So, I've decided to stop chasing money and really figure out what it is that makes me happy and chase that instead. There will always be bills. I can learn how to manage money better, but I am no longer chasing it. A coach once told me that money follows. And at that time, I was like, yeah, what the heck does that mean? Now I get it. Once I decided to do this, the money just kept coming in. I always have enough. But what is it I truly want? What gives me joy and true happiness? Well, it's not any one thing. I used to think so differently. I always thought if I can get to the point in my life where I can travel back and forth to California to see my kids regularly, because I have older kids that live now, I only have one, but I had 2 with their families and they lived there. So I always thought if I could get enough money to do that whenever I wanted, then, I where'd it go? I thought see my kids regularly, I will have all I need. I used to think if I could just get my house remodeled, I will have all I need. If my husband and I can go on date night weekly, then an overnight date weekend monthly, well, I will have all I need. If I can just have a nice car, that will for sure do it. Well, I have all of this and it's nice, but does any of it just light me up? No. But all of it put together, well, I have a pretty fabulous life. So, what does light me up? Teaching others how to have all this and truly finding happiness within yourself by sharing my journey and providing actual how to's through my Freedom to Flourish program. I want to leave a legacy for my sons. I want financial freedom in order to work on my legacy. I want to do what God has planned for me. I want to live out my purpose. So, I didn't just think of that in 5 minutes, you guys. Like, I would write it, add to it, take away from it, add to it, take and it goes on. I change it up all the time. I change these videos up. This is bookmarked at the very top of my power hour. So it's one of the first things that I open up every single day. So once I'm grounded in all of that, like, if I'm having a bad day and I wake up and I read that, you think I'm not gonna get back into the groove to go do some stuff? When you document this stuff and you start living it, you will change. It will become a habit. So so that's really the only advice, and the only way I ever learned to do that was through the 12-week year. I think that there's a lot of tools in here that will help you work on your vision and figure it out. But don't overthink it. If you get this and you start reading it, don't think, oh, I got to do these spreadsheets and I got to do all this stuff. Just read it and don't worry about all that. I'm going to help you with all of that. All right.
Done.
That's
Thank-
all I have, you guys. I got to go get my hair done. These grays are not getting any better.
Love you, sister. Thank you.
Love you, Mary.
Thanks,
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.